Welcome in, everybody, to the Tri-Oval Office, filmed directly after qualifying single car runs at Daytona International Raceway. So, Grant, how are you doing tonight on this late night Wednesday?
Fantastic. That was fun. We were just talking, man. That was really fun. I was planted on the couch for 2 hours. That was fantastic. It was good to see my RFK boys, at least two of the three, the two caneless RFK boys, in the top 10. Priest looked like he has a rocket ship again. And how about Heim? Corey Heim. I mean, we'll get to Kyle Busch later. That's a whole nother thing, but I was impressed. Marietta, Georgia
So,
native,
we're going
need
to
I say.
preview. Absolutely. So, real close to home for you and pretty close to home for me. So, that actually makes your hometown driver not Chase Elliott. And I know you're pretty happy about that.
Yes, Dawsonville is not that close to me, so I'll take it. I honestly am probably closer to Chandler Smith.
But
Talking Rock, probably.
actually, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
yeah.
actually thinking about it. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of Georgia
Love to
boys
see
in the
it.
field, so that'll be fun coming to Atlanta. Unfortunately, Corey Heim and Chandler Smith
Nah.
are not going to be in the field next week when we are in attendance at Atlanta Motor Speedway. But we're going to look at some of the qualifying results, practice results, mostly just a kind of a comprehensive preview of the Great American Race on Sunday.
Yeah,
Fingers
I've been
crossed.
tracking
I'm
that weather.
still monitoring that forecast. Um, so I
Let's
will
see what it's looking
trade
like.
pretty much anything for a sunny
I would
Sunday right
too.
now
Let's
in
go and get a
Daytona
live weather
Beach.
update here. Daytona.
All right, well, you're pulling up Apple weather. I'll go ahead and take it. So Kyle Busch is on the pole, KFB, after being doubted all off season by yours truly and a man right there in some northern suburb of the city of Atlanta. He is going to be leading the field to green flag on Sunday or Monday or Tuesday, whenever we actually do end up racing this thing. But it's only going to be raced on Sunday because we're not putting that
No,
juju
it
out into the
looks like
world,
the rain
even though
is
I just did.
allegedly going to start after 6, so hopefully we can get most of the race in, if not the whole race in. So the rain can move in as late as it wants on Sunday and rain for the rest of the year, except for a certain week in the summer, for all I care. But yeah, after slander, we may have just done what we did to our beloved 2021 Atlanta Braves, which is just slander them to greatness, which is just repeatedly tell them that they're not good enough until they win a championship. So that may have been what we did. So I've been trying to do that ever since. It hasn't worked, but maybe we had to pivot to racing instead of baseball.
Yeah, it's been. Oh man, I got a memory the other day of that World Series run, and I just was like, oh my goodness, what a time to be alive in the Southeast. But Kyle Busch, I mean, he's had to hear all the noise of, or is he washed? I think he's washed. Kyle Busch isn't that good anymore, and for sure his car is not good enough anymore. And we went out there and saw. I mean, he was by far the fastest. He had a 10th on Briscoe and the rest of the field in the first round of this. He was a little bit closer in the second run, but he still was pretty handily ahead of Chase Briscoe, and it was Priest and Denny Hamlin bringing up the rest of the top four there. So I don't know how much real credence to give to single car qualifying because they mentioned it on the broadcast. If you actually watched it with volume, which with Fox, you never know, but how a lot of the cars were more in race trim for pushing and receiving pushes than single car speed because you're not going to go out there and completely outrace the pack by yourself at Daytona. So we'll see. I think starting up front is always a good thing. So for Kyle Busch and Chase Briscoe, congratulations. You'll be on the front row, and everybody else will find out tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I mean, given like what you said about the noise and with the RCR pedigree, if you will, on the super speedways, I think they probably showed up like, hey, maybe we'll trim this out for qualifying a little bit more than we normally do. Let's get off on a good foot and just, I mean, they put some real speed in that race car. He took off in the first round, and I mean nobody caught him. And it took, I mean, no one was really, like you said. I think that he had at least a tenth. No one was really that close, but um, I know we had mentioned that about some other guys that we were like, wow, they're way down the list. And I agree. I think a lot of guys were in race trim. But at the same time, I'm like, if that's race trim and you're sitting 27th, a lot of these guys probably were in at least some kind of split. Like that's still not. I mean, like we're talking about like the 2311 guys, aside from Corey Heim, of course. Like I wasn't. There's some concern. I have some concern with certain drivers throughout the field. So we'll just leave it at that. Not that single car qualifying matters all that much. Like you said, they're never going to be running by themselves. But I think you can learn a little bit about what your car's got.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm more interested in the practice numbers we got this morning. So practice one was this morning. The fastest car in single car practice. Tell me if you've heard this one before, or not single car practice, but drafting practice. Was the two of Austin Cindric at a plate track? Pretend to be
Shocking.
surprised. Just Penske, all of them are going to be really fast in the draft. And I mean, you don't necessarily need to even be in single car trim because you could start third if you're fast in the draft, and that's more important when you actually get to Sunday. So I don't know necessarily, but yeah, single practice this morning. Cindric was on the hottest. Chastain, LaJoy, Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez bring up the top five there, and Suarez was nowhere to be found. Chastain wasn't in the top 10. Cindric didn't make the top 10. We were shocked by that. LaJoy was fast, stuck in the top 10 for a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, but none of those guys were in the top five of qualifying, but they were the fastest in practice when there were other cars on track. So something to look out for tomorrow for the dual races,
Definitely.
and I think Sunday.
Yeah, they did mention
But
they
do
did
you
one
want to?
thing though about that. They did mention a few of those guys. Um, like you said, the top 3 or 4 I think were draft aided, and I think most of the time I don't. It looked like a lot of the guys were trying to find pockets and not. No one was really practicing any kind of drafting work. It seemed like they were really trying to not get any kind of extra help. They really wanted to see what their car had. So I'll be interested to see how that stacks up because I mean, Cindric's got a little bit of speed. It looked like in single car. I think LaJoy is going to have some serious speed tomorrow in the duels. I think we'll see that. I think the RFK cars are fast. Um, but I don't know about the rest. I was not impressed with Suarez at all. Um, so we'll see how that pans out because I know a lot of the guys. It looked like, at least I was watching practice this morning. It looked like a lot of them, even like when Austin Dillon was trying to launch and practice like a launch off pit road, he was sitting there frustrated trying to find a gap where he could get some clean air instead of having to, even if he's way down the front or back stretch or through the whatever or through turn one. I mean, you're still getting that turbulence. So we'll take it with a grain of salt, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we really won't know until tomorrow night, and then we really
Yeah.
won't know until Sunday how any of these cars are going to actually handle over a 500-mile stretch, or maybe longer if recent history has anything to say about it. I want to talk about
Mm-hmm.
the open cars because there was a point in this about midway through qualifying where we had 3 open cars sitting in the top 10, but LaJoy and Allgaier got bumped out. So that means we do have 2 cars locked in after round one, and that was Corey Heim and Justin Allgaier in the 40 Virginia Motorsports. Man, I just want Corey Heim to be racing
It's
every
so
single
fun.
Sunday. That That's 67, just the yellow, and then you saw a lot of cars with like black and then the bright highlights, but then you saw the bright car with the black
Looks
highlights or low
really
lights, I
good.
guess. And it looks so good under the lights at Daytona. I'm glad to see he made the show. I think that's really good for NASCAR to just expose the
Mm-hmm.
world to Corey Heim as much as possible because he is really good. It's an absolute travesty that he is not racing every
No,
week
yeah,
this year
it's
for, I mean, in
yeah.
any
I was about to
series.
say Cup, Cup. disregard, I mean, any series is a sort of a joke at this point. But um, I was excited, like we were saying earlier, to see him up there. I was super happy for Junior Motorsports and Dale Jr. I mean, you could see the relief on his face when they had the interview later, because he's not having to go into the duels sweating like he did last year, you know. So I was happy for them. I mean, like we had mentioned, like on the last pod, like Allgaier is respectable. Everyone likes him. Everyone loves Dale. That was a win-win for everybody. I'm glad those two got in, because I think the rest of the guys, I think it'll shake itself out in the way that most people expect, because some of those guys towards the bottom looked real slow. Real slow.
Yeah, that's always the problem with the open cars. It's one of the it almost feels like one of those years where you wish RCR brought a third car,
That would be
because
terrifying
like
for the field.
whether that was I was gonna say Parker Retzlaff in 2023, the summer race where he infamously pushed Harrison Burton instead of Kyle Busch to the win. I mean, they were competitive there. Austin Hill has been competitive
Yikes.
in these one-offs before. But imagine if Jesse Love had gotten a car in this. I think he probably would have qualified based off of how fast
Yeah.
RCR was today. I mean, Kyle Busch obviously sitting on the pole, and Austin Dillon was pretty fast in single
He ended
car
up I think
runs.
he
I'm
was
trying to
top
pull up the
15, because
actual
I think
qualifying outside of the top 10.
yeah, he got bumped out late, out of the top 10.
Yeah, he was
Top
top
12,
12.
that's right.
He was 12th.
Talk about a good looking race car. Holy moly, that 3.
So just the Kevin Harvick good range throwback.
Yeah,
We're going to be running it every single race this year, or maybe not every single race, but most races this year.
I hope so. It was fantastic.
I think we may have lost Grant there for a minute.
Am I back?
Maybe not lost him. We'll see. I'm going to have to cut this out, I think. I can't see you, but I can hear you. Now I can't hear you.
That's I'm not talking. That's why. I'm just annoyed.
There's not much. See, this is what happens when you have Xfinity Internet. And their car on track, I mean, if we're looking at just single car runs today,
Not great.
I mean, all the way down in 30th
He
with
got
Bubba
all
Wallace. So this is the
wow.
kind of speed that Xfinity gets you.
Yeah.
He was all the way down in 30th in the single car qualifying today. They said he was fast in practice, but I mean, everyone's trying different things in practice. Looking towards the actual race, I still stand by my prediction that I think LaJoie is going to qualify tomorrow, and then I think Anthony Alfredo will be the last car in. I don't know. I don't know how much skill it is. That fourth car is not going to have any chance, I think, at actually contending to win this thing. So, like, it's cool to make the field, but I don't know necessarily how much
it matters for their sponsors and that kind of stuff. In terms of the grand scheme of contention, not really, but it's cool for those guys. I would like to see Alfredo make it. I think Chandler Smith may. That's a good looking car too, that 36 with the teal. So
yes,
it's probably between those two, because
obviously it means a lot.
Some of those guys. I mean, as much as we all love,
JJ Yeley.
As much as we all love Live Fast Motorsports and Mr. BJ McLeod himself, woof.
Just remember though, JJ Yeley was faster than Noah Gragson.
I was as fast as Noah Gragson. I could not believe it.
Noah.
I could not believe it. I mean,
they have emphasized all week you are not allowed to touch the window in any way, do nothing. 2 hands on the wheel all time.
I texted it
unless you're shifting. Basically is what they told them.
I texted it in our group chat and I was like, my dog is aware of this rule. Like, I told River before qualifying, I was like, hey brother,
like
no hands on the window.
And I don't understand that. Like, we haven't really seen. They didn't show on Fox what actually happened. Like, they didn't have a replay of him like reaching up, and like maybe he did it for a split second without thinking about it. That's the only
Oh, they
Oh, I
showed
haven't
it
seen it yet. Did
twice
it?
in slow motion.
Did they?
I mean, he's here, and that hand comes
Oh, was
up,
it
and he's
bad?
got a white glove on with the black, with the black window net and the black, yeah.
Window net.
And I'm just like, what are you doing, buddy? And then it cuts to him, and he's like, yeah, I just didn't know anything about the rule. That's just on me. I was like, how? I mean, Noah, I know you're
Yeah, I was gonna
you're
say
a funny guy, but brother, we got to know these things.
it's just unfortunate that he is like. I like Noah for how funny he is sometimes, but good grief, it's been a rough go in the Cup
Very.
Series for him, and not a good start to his
No.
2026 campaign.
Thank goodness he's in on a charter, because that would be tough to start all the way from the back.
And he's got some. Well, he's going to see how good he is in the draft tomorrow because he's going to have a lot
Yes,
of
he
cars in
is.
front of him. Moving on to the 500, obviously, William Byron, he is the two-time defending race winner here. He's going for the three-peat, which has never been done. And if you have heard that statement over the broadcast, and go ahead and take a shot because you're going to be
You'll
hearing
be
it
on the
quite a bit.
floor
I think that's going to be
by halfway through the first stage.
It's going to be pretty. I think we're going to have to hear Kevin Harvick say that quite a bit, which honestly I'm fine with because I want to acknowledge greatness. That's a problem we've had in the sport since Jimmy left, really, or until since they adjusted the rules to keep anyone else from winning 7 titles. We have not rewarded greatness in NASCAR. So hey, if you win 3 in a row, even if they each feel fluky, I mean, being in the position to win 3 separate times, all consecutively,
No,
is
that's
not
just
fluky.
skill.
So I do hope though that we actually get a race to the line this year, and we don't have, we don't wreck right at the white flag, or we don't wreck into turn 1 and then have Reddick and Jimmy and William trying to like be 20 miles an hour slower coming to the line, and we don't
Yeah,
throw a
I
yellow
forgot about all that
because
last year with the Eric Jones dilemma from the duels when he got
yeah,
absolutely hosed.
yeah, yeah, and then they went with the
Yeah.
reverse
And everyone was
in the
like, whoa,
500, and
way
then coming to the line
overcompensated
in
there,
it,
but
and then in
oh my
Atlanta,
gosh.
where they could have gone to the line, they threw the yellow and robbed us of an all-time great finish. But I mean, I get that one. I get that they went back. It's just so frustrating because of how Daytona
Yeah.
has ended the last several years. It's been a decade now since we've ended.
How do you think they'll
under
call
green.
it this year if we
Like
have
truly,
nothing crazy? Do you think they'll let them race to the line, or are they going to kind of be conservative again?
I think they'll probably be conservative. I think they saw the backlash of what happened last year, and I think they're going to be like, okay, we'll give you until we see, we'll let you race until we see that you're kind of clear, and then
We
we'll
can kind of
probably
get a
throw the
read on who
yellow
was going to come out
because
first, anyways, and then throw it. I hope. At least
right.
I hope it's fair-ish. Not that, if there's anything really fair about that. It just kind of is about safety, but
And I mean, let's be honest, everyone's going to be complaining if you're the number
yeah.
2. If you're in second, you're going to be like, yeah, if I had the tri-oval, I probably would have
Yeah.
made it.
You're
I
like,
would have
okay.
passed him.
Okay.
But looking at the finishing order last year, so I mean, I mentioned Byron, Reddick was in second, Jimmy Johnson third, Briscoe fourth, Nemechek fifth. All of that is not indicative of how they ran because we had the gigantic wreck on the backstretch last year. So, because Denny Hamlin was making a move to win this race, Cole Custer was leading
Yeah.
the inside, if
Denny
I remember
probably
correctly,
would have won this
coming
race.
in. I think Denny would have found a way to win, and then, I mean, 20 cars wrecked on the backstretch, and Byron came from
I think he was
12th through the smoke
was.
and won. So, so sometimes it takes luck and skill to win this race, which is something that I think 2 men have not had so far So the big stories of the night: Kyle Busch on the pole, and then Brad Keselowski on, well, a pole of his own, a cane, because he is trying to race on a broken leg. He can barely walk, but I mean, he was a good bit slower than the other three RFK cars, but he's racing, and I think that's all that matters. Because I think he's going to be hopped up. He's going to be hopped on up on enough adrenaline come Sunday that he's not going to be feeling
No,
his leg at all.
I don't know if he was. I mean, yeah, he looked like he was moving slow. And I think I agree. I don't know. I wonder just what of that the speed was just maybe something that they did differently with his car versus, I mean, his leg. I mean, you're kind of just mashing it and turning left in single car. There's not, it's not, there's not a ton other than that. So maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe the crew chief had something they wanted to do different. Who knows? I think he'll be fine. I'll be interested to see how he runs in the duels though, because I think that's, like you said, I think we talked about it. Maybe it was even off air. Maybe it takes a decently hard lick at some point. It's like, all right, now what? But you have to get points. You can't start, on the sidelines because you can't afford to not. So
Yeah, playoff waiver
yeah,
doesn't do you any good now. So, something interesting. Who do you want to talk about? Because we've kind of done enough for tonight. I kind of want to look forward to the
yeah,
actual race, if
yeah,
that's good with
100%.
you.
Who do I want to talk about? Do we want to talk about
It's
where the heck
10:30 at
Ryan
night
Blaney
for
is on the
everyone.
board? Is that going to be a problem? Or do you think that was more of a matter of
Let's.
something they just kind of were, messing with something? They were in full race trim because I don't really know what to do with that. I don't know where he ended up, but it wasn't high. I know that. Yeah,
Blaney
I kept
was
watching
20th.
that thing go down and down and
So
down and down. I was like, good night. I didn't expect these Penske guys to, come off turn 2 and watch that red number get bigger.
yeah, typically we're looking. I mean, what was it last year?
When
Was
we
it
were in Atlanta, it was
Atlanta
one, two,
where
three, wasn't it?
Barry was
Or
on the
one, three,
pole?
four?
It
Yeah,
was
it was
one,
all
two,
four
three,
of them.
four
Yeah, and they
with Barry. So
completely blockaded the
and
race the whole time until. Oh yeah, I remember that.
I'm not concerned about Blaney or Team Penske. They're gonna find the way to the. They're gonna find their way to the front. It's the question of, can they stay there without getting wrecked?
It's a whole nother beast.
Because people are willing to wreck you to win the 500. So being up front is not necessarily the best place to be. It's always best to be second, in my opinion, coming to the line for the, well, white flag. Obviously, you want to be in the lead
That would be
coming to the
ideal.
checkered. But
I'm trying to think who
yeah,
else.
see, that's how you know we. I was
Where did Zil? Yeah, that's what I
William
was going to go to.
Byron,
I was about to say William Byron because I know he was 20th for a minute, but then you said Blaney was 20th, so he had to have been like 22nd.
because all three of the other Hendrick cars managed to get to round two
Yeah,
of qualifying, and so they all were sub five, like they were in the bottom half of round two. But Byron was,
he was in the
my
low mid
goodness, where are
20s.
you, buddy? Am I just dyslexic?
Don't
What
make me
is
answer that.
wrong? Okay, there he is. He's
Oh yeah, okay,
22nd.
that's what I thought.
So I was looking a little too low. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how much speed that car has tomorrow when he's in the draft. But I've kind of learned, I mean, I'm not doubting William Byron going into the 500 because he's going to find a way to be there at the end. Speaking of being there at the end, they put it. This was a stat I did not know about your boy, Mr. Buscher. He he's finished on the lead lap in 6 consecutive Daytona 500s. It's the longest streak in the garage. So, hey, maybe if you're there at the end, maybe you actually can win this thing
I think he's due for a
this year.
win. I just don't know if it'll be here. But he does. If nothing else, I can assure you the 17 takes care of his equipment. I mean, He's very methodical about that. It seems so. Um, I mean,
That's something they taught him down in
yeah.
Prosper.
Well, you can't be prosperous if you're wrecking every week because that costs a lot of money. So, um, I don't. I feel like it's such a homer pick. I hate picking my own driver anytime. I probably won't pick him for any of our races this year ever. Like I feel like that's bad, just bad mojo. So I'm cautiously optimistic, especially after I saw how Priest ran too.
Speaking of his, yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of his teammate Ryan Preece,
Rocket ship.
just continuing on the momentum he gained. Rocket Man, actually, Larry Mack had called him Preece Lightning,
That is
and I actually
sick. He
love
said
that
that and I was like,
nickname.
"Oh, I like
As
that."
I was gonna say, as someone who played extra number 4 in the school production of Grease, I perked up a little bit. I was just like, oh yeah, that works. And Priest is the kind of guy who, I mean, RFK would put out a Grease Lightning parody for him with him starring in it. So I don't know. He's got, if he wins this thing though, he starts. That would be kind of insane. I'm still standing on him to be my pick because I've seen nothing to
Yeah,
dissuade me. Because I made that pick what
yeah.
3 weeks ago now, 3 4 weeks ago. So I'm riding with Ryan, but something that might give you a little bit of pause is he was third in single car qualifying last year, and he did not. I'm trying to find the actual thing. He finished
Mm,
32nd.
mm.
So, I mean, he did
Yeah.
wreck
Can't
out.
really do anything about that one.
He did see, I was going to say, he found a new way to make a car fly. So maybe that's more impressive than winning the Daytona 500. But
You would think he's
my
out of ways by
goodness.
now, but you
Um,
never know.
I was going to say, they did not put the build submarine um, paint job on his car. I did notice
That's
that. They're
that was
like, we
strategic on
can't.
their part.
So, build submarines is still with RFK, right?
Yeah, it's on their little. I saw it today on Brad's fire suit.
Okay. I just wanted to know. I was like, that none of them brought the build submarine cars to Daytona, so maybe they're superstitious, or
I wouldn't blame
they
them.
just didn't have them as a sponsor anymore. I
No,
mean,
they've got them.
you see your teammate. Okay, I was gonna say you see your teammate go on a magic carpet ride in that scheme last year, and you don't want anything to do with
Yeah,
it at a drafting
no.
track. So, um, let's see the other 300 cars besides Byron, Bowman, Elliott, and Larson. They all made the second round of qualifying, but they so Elliott was ninth, fitting, Larson 7, and Bowman 6th. So they will all start pretty towards the front in the dual races.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Hendrick's going to be fast in the 500. They're going to be fast everywhere we go, except for Gateway, apparently. But Larson, he's been getting better at these drafting style tracks. Something I wanted to kind of point out is I pulled up the drafting tracks, and I'm trying to see if this was, yeah, this is the next gen era at drafting tracks. So ignoring the guys who have only raced like once or twice, Byron has the best average finish in the field at 14.4. Bowman's right behind
Mm.
him, 15. Bell, then Busch, then Keselowski. But looking at last year's stat, Larson is right
Wow.
there in the front. So it's kind of something to look at. If like he has improved quite a bit at this style of
Definitely.
racing.
No, I feel like like last year, especially like you were saying, standalone. It's like, all right, he seems to be up here in the front. He's actually like leading a couple laps. I know when we were at Atlanta last year, I was like, holy smokes, if Hocevar just pushes his own manufacturer, Bell, that's a
I was gonna say And knowing that there was a wreck behind them, I mean, Larson would have won at
Yeah,
Atlanta
I
last
mean,
year.
he was right there.
So
So yes, he's definitely improving. I don't know if he'll be my pick to win. Um, for this, I'm still
I
deciding
think
who I
that
want to
we're going
pick
to
to
be
win
picking
because I
Kyle Larson
don't
to
know.
win several
Yeah,
times this year. I was going to say we're going to be picking Larson to win several times this year, and I'm not going to waste it on
yeah,
a plate track where you can get a little bit more fun and
yeah.
creative with it. But I think that's something to keep in mind. Obviously, Byron is. Let me just pull up the odds for the Daytona 500 because something I think that's always interesting to look at.
I think I'm. I'll go
Um,
ahead and lock in. I'm
you want to take a guess at who's the favorite? Because I am kind of shocked looking at it.
Denny
No,
Chase.
Joey.
Really? I was about to. I was about to
Joey
pick. I
is
was about to
plus
pick him
1,000.
out of like kind of like a half joke, but not anymore. I wonder how this will
Say
adjust.
it's Logano, Blaney, Byron, Larson, Chase.
Where's
Um,
Bell?
if you're wanting good odds, though, I mean, Bell is behind Chris Buescher
Really?
at plus 2,000. So I think that's. I mean, I would. There's some good value in this board if you're a betting man. I mean, you get Ryan Stenhouse way down the board. You can get
Ricky?
Chastain, who was right there at the end of this 2 years ago. He was the wreck at the white
Yeah.
flag.
Huh.
You can get. I mean, Kyle Busch, the pole sitter, is Kyle Busch and Chase Briscoe are both like 14, 15.
Hmm. I like that. I like that
So
for Briscoe, but I already picked Briscoe to win the Clash.
I
So
And then, I mean, if you want to get real frisky, you can get like a Michael McDowell down the board, a Corey
give me Shane
LaJoie,
Van Gisbergen.
plus 5,500. Still better odds than Noah
Well,
Gragson.
still he's starting in a better spot too.
Casey Mears has the worst. How does Anthony Alfredo and Casey Mears have way worse odds than JJ Yaley? That's what
What
I
do they
want to
know
know.
that we don't?
There's something there.
I've seen enough. I've seen
Anthony
enough. Give
Alfredo
me
is your
JJ
winner,
Yaley.
confirmed.
10-unit mega whale.
Anthony Alfredo will be.
Just kidding.
This is kind of off the rails a little bit, but I'm fine with it. Um, So we've talked about them. We talked about Penske a bit. Logano was the only one of the three, or really four, if we're going to count
Yeah.
Barry, to make round two of single car qualifying. But like we said, Cindric was really fast in practice. He led. He was on top of the leaderboard there. Blaney, we don't know what's wrong, but I don't really care.
No, it doesn't matter.
I
He'll be
mean,
there.
Blaney's going to be here at the end. So that leaves JGR. So they had in the last round of this, they only had the two. They had Hamlin and Briscoe, both of which Briscoe was second. Hamlin was fourth. And then, I mean, the only other Toyota in the last round of this was Corey Heim. So we'll see what JGR brings to the track and what they're actually like in the draft. But I mean, they were fast at the Clash, if that means anything at all, considering, I mean, how many Bowman Grays can you fit in the infield at Daytona?
A lot
Quite a
of
lot.
them. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I wasn't surprised about those two. I was a little surprised about Bell. I feel like he's had some good speed. And I mean, Ty Gibbs once again looked kind of strong. Got bumped out. I don't know where he ended up. Probably around 15th, if I had to guess.
Bell Gibbs just missed
Oh,
out.
he
He
was
was 11th
11th
and Bell
and
was
13th.
13th.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. So I mean, they're very strong.
So I mean,
They're
they had
strong.
speed,
Um,
and part of that is they just went out. They were like the last guys
yeah.
to go out, where the JGR4 it felt like. So Gibbs went out a little bit before them because it's based off of things. I honestly don't really know why the order of what they went out in, because I was like, I think it's points from last year, and then they would pull out like Larson didn't go
Yeah, I
last,
couldn't figure
and
out what it was.
Byron didn't go last. So I was just like, I couldn't figure out exactly what order they were going out in, because it wasn't many. Might have been owners' points because you saw all the teams going kind of out together. But then you'd had like weird
Yeah, I don't know.
anomalies.
I was trying to
So
decipher that
I
the
don't
whole
know.
time, and then it'd be like it was like some rando dude, and then Elliott, and then somebody else, and then a Ford, and then I don't know.
Then like SVG for some reason,
Yeah,
and then like
I don't know.
let's talk about
Yeah,
Trackhouse a little bit. I'm not impressed with Trackhouse
no.
at all tonight. I mean, Chastain, they did not seem to have much raw speed. Um, their highest. Trying to see if I'm missing Ross. I'm not missing Ross. Yeah, Connor Zillisch was
Mm,
23rd. Ross Chastain 34th. Shane Van Gisbergen 3rd and
yikes.
7th in single car qualifying. So hopefully that's not really how this goes. I mean, we saw SVG kind of mix it up on the plate tracks a little bit last year. So I mean, he's definitely capable in the draft. Ross Chastain, I mean, he's won a Talladega race before. Connor Zillisch just won a bunch of these races in the Xfinity Series. So they're definitely all capable plate racers, but maybe they're just, as a philosophy, as an organization, they've decided to not worry that much about single car runs, and they're meant to run in a pack. But a little bit concerning if you're a Trackhouse fan such as myself. But we'll find out
Yeah,
more
we'll
tomorrow.
be able to really decipher that tomorrow. A little bit concerned, but I don't know. I want to see. I want to see Zillich in the draft with all the Cup guys.
And then I guess the last team. Well, no, we'll talk about Spire as well. But 2311. Also, besides Heim, zero speed out of their guys. We mentioned Bubba was way
Mm-hmm.
back there. Yeah, Bubba was 30th. Reddick was, I believe, I'm trying to find him, and this website is not laid out well. He was
Oh
40th.
my
So Reddick was
goodness,
40th, and trying to find Riley Herbst if he still
he might
exists,
be in.
and he was 31st. So
Wow.
besides Corey Heim, not a lot of speed. But if Heim is the fast car and the others are made to push,
Yeah.
then you never know. But I thought that one kind of stood out to me because Bubba and Reddick were both really good at the super
Yeah.
speedways last year, and you kind of always expect Bubba and Reddick to be good at these kind of
Yeah.
tracks.
No, I
So
think I sent a text in the
that
group
one
like
kind of shocked me.
after Reddick went, just like, oh ew, just that was it. Just it just did
Yep.
not look. I don't know. Just didn't look good.
And then Spire, I think, is the last team worth talking about. We
Yeah.
talked about the big three. We've talked about RFK, Trackhouse, 2311, RCR. Spire didn't really have anything to
Mm-mm.
write home about in single car runs. I mean, like we said, Suarez was really fast in practice, but their fastest qualifying car tonight was the 71, and he was 21st. Hocevar was 29th. And Suarez, where are you, my buddy? 39th.
Yeah.
So
That was
a lot of the mid pack teams that I was counting on being good this year. I mean, I think like we knew RFK would be fast, and RCR is kind of like the redhead stepchild where they don't get compared with all of these kind of newer
yeah.
new age teams because of their overall vibe, and they've been
Mm-hmm.
around so long. But of the five like true mid pack teams, three did
At
not
all.
show up
Yeah.
tonight.
That's I was disappointed in
Or
all
like
three, I guess. You could say just not I was
besides
about
Corey
to
Heim,
say,
of
and that
course.
pretty much made up for all of it because that guy rules. But that simple as that. But I don't. I mean, like we said, single car qualifying is whatever. We'll see how it shakes out tomorrow. I'm excited for the duels. I really need to sit down and look and see who's going to be racing with who and how this is going to kind of be split up because I have no idea.
I'm gonna stick with my guns and say I think LaJoy LaJoy is so much closer to the front than the other guys in his group that the open cars. So unless he wrecks, I think he's going to be in there, which
It
is always a
is.
possibility. I mean, it is Daytona, but I'm going to take LaJoy, and then in the other dual race, because we got to be careful, because I guess you could pick two guys from the same duel. So let's look at this. It's even numbers, odd numbers. LaJoy is 15th, so he'll be in the odd number. So Anthony Alfredo cannot um, go above. That's actually a really raw deal for Anthony Alfredo because he was way faster than McLeod, Mears, Yaley, but he gets put in the same open race as Corey LaJoy. So he's going to have to make up 10
Where's Chandler
spots
Smith?
on there.
What is he odd or even?
Oh, yeah, Chandler Smith was, and that's where are you qualified, buddy? Chandler Smith, he'll be he's 41st in
So all
qualifying.
these guys are odd.
So he'll be in the so I think the fastest three are all odd. So that will be that race. That will be a lot of fun with a lot on the line, and then you'll just kind of have Casey Mears and BJ McLeod, JJ Yaley and BJ McLeod try to compete for that last position, starting dead last in the duels.
That is a raw deal for some of those guys. I'll have to look and see whose teammates align with who and who can have a push.
I'll probably just go with. I guess I'll go BJ McLeod.
Can two guys from the same duel not qualify?
No, because there's only two spots.
It's not just it's one per.
It's one per.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
I guess maybe I was right about Live Fast Motorsports on that last one where I said I hope BJ McLeod takes it, but I'll go. I'm guess I go BJ McLeod as well from that other one, and obviously I'll take LaJoy. All right.
I was gonna say I'll take Live Fast over NY Racing. To win this thing, I'm gonna stick with my. I guess it's still a dark horse pick looking at the odds, but I'm gonna go with Ryan Preece. He was fast tonight. He's been fast on plate races before. I am the world's biggest Preece Lightning fan, and I'm gonna stick with it. I
like it. My head's telling me to pick Briscoe again, but I'm also like in my head telling myself I shouldn't pick Briscoe twice in a row to start the year. So I do want. I really do want to. I'll take Chase Briscoe again. What the heck?
I was like, if the 19 wins,
I'm gonna
be
sick.
You are gonna be.
I'll take him. I'll take Briscoe again, and I'm gonna take Briscoe in Atlanta, and then I'm gonna take him at Coda. I'm guaranteed at least one, I think.
So I mean, if you just do the whole season of nothing but the 19, but we'll keep a track on which of us does better throughout the year, and we'll, at the end of the year we'll revisit. But I think that's a good preview for the 500. As much as we do know right now, we don't know qualifying order or anything. We just kind of know cars. Hey, that car's fast. That car's kind of slow, but it's not running under race conditions. So who cares? So, but I'm ready for Sunday. I pray the rain stays away, and let's get an actual 500 mile, not 502 mile Daytona 500. I won't. Let's end this at the 500 mile mark this year. So, but if you don't have anything else, or if you do have anything else,
no, just love seeing all the Greg Biffle stuff. That's pretty sweet. But
yeah, I loved AJ
really
Allmendiger's car. I think that was one of the best at looking in the field. So, but for now, until we'll probably film something either Monday night or Sunday night, depending on schedules. But until then, this has been the Tri-Oval Office, and let us know down below what you think about Daytona qualifying and who you have winning the Great American Race. And I'm Cayden, that's Grant, and we'll see you next time.